Hi, hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, karibu sana. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. You keep me going. On this channel, this is where I share some life nuggets, that is any valuable information or idea that can be of help to your life. So karibu sana, and today I have a guest, my very good friend, and I believe that she'll speak about something that will be of help to your life. So karibu sana and stick around. So I take this opportunity to introduce her, and yes, Madam Sarah, introduce yourself.
Hi viewers. My name is Sarah Kimeu. I'm a community worker and I'm an advocate for mental health. Actually, I just finished my course in mental health championship, and I'm happy to be here today, and I hope what you're going to give out today, it's going to give you something. Don't just look at us. What we're going to give, just make use of it. And if you want to reach us with what you're talking here, you're free, you can reach us, we can talk more. And thank you, and we love you. We love you so much. Thank you.
Asante sana. And so I'll go on to my first question.
Yes.
And maybe would you tell our viewer what is mental health?
Oh yeah. Thank you for that question, and I think let's get it clear here. Because I know in our society, in our current society, in our community, when we talk of mental health, people think about those people who are insane, those people who are supposed to be in a mental hospital, those people are supposed to be in a Matari hospital and all that. But that's not the case. That's just a myth. When you talk of mental health, we're talking of we refer to our psychological, our emotional, and our social well-being. And when we talk of mental health, it can be both positive or negative. Yes, yeah.
Oh, very well defined. And I love the part that you state that most of us think that we are talking about insane people.
Yes.
People who are in Madare hospital, people who are going around the society collecting papers.
Yes,
I love how you
that's what
brought
the community
that out.
think.
It's true. So
yes,
maybe now this can lead us to the next question of explaining what is mental illness.
Okay, in my earlier definition, I said that mental health can be both positive and negative. So when we talk of positive, we're talking of mental wellness. When we talk of negative mental health, we're talking of mental illness. And just to mention something is that when we talk of mental health, it determines the way you feel, it determines the way you act, the way you behave, the way you relate with other people. And when we're talking of all those things, you can just imagine if your mental health is positive, how your behavior, how your feelings, how your actions, how your relationship with other people will be like. When you talk of your mental illness being negative, mental health being negative, you can imagine how your behavior, how your feelings, how your actions, how your relationship with other people, how you make choices, how you make decisions. You can just imagine how it's going to be. So when we talk of mental illness, it's a state whereby you are affected mentally. Your emotions are affected, your social well-being is affected, your psychological well-being is affected. So when we talk of emotions, we're talking more of feelings, how you feel and all that. When we talk of psychological, it's more about thinking, your cognitive and all that. When we talk of social well-being, social is like the way you interact with people, what is surrounding you and all that. So when we talk of mental illness, it's a state whereby there are some disorders. They have some technical terms, but let's say there are some disorders, there are some illnesses that are affecting you emotionally, they are affecting your feelings, they are affecting the way you relate with other people, they are affecting the way you think and all that. And at the end of the day, you find that when we're talking of someone having a mental illness, we're not talking of someone who is insane, someone who is supposed to be in a mental hospital. We are talking of someone who is disturbed psychologically, socially, and emotionally. So you find that is where you have some reactions, like someone can be anchored, someone can feel sad, someone can feel like hot-tempered and all those things. And then when you talk of maybe being psychologically affected, you're thinking your thoughts are affected. That means what you're thinking and what decision you're going to make, it is going to be determined on your thoughts, your state of mind at that particular time. Socially, when you're mentally, when your social well-being is affected, how do you react to people? You find that someone who is mentally may have challenges, or maybe it may be hard for you to kind of interact with people, maintain relationships. And when you talk of people, you talk of your neighbors, your schoolmates, your co-worker, your workmates. We're talking about your people, like your family, anyone who is around you as a person. So I guess that brings out a good picture of what mental illness is. So I don't expect you people to next time to say like when you're mentally ill, you're supposed to be in a mental hospital, because that is where the stigma lies, and that is why people are not able to come out. Because I know if I'm going to come out and say I have a mental illness, and then you brand me as an insane person, then I'm going to keep quiet. I'm not going to come out.
It's very true.
Oh yes, I hope that makes sense.
Wow, that was so enlightening. I love how you put it, that you can be mentally ill and you are still interacting with people.
Sure.
You're not collecting papers like we see insane people doing, but you can be mentally ill, but you are still carrying out your day-to-day activities.
That's true.
Up until maybe someone says something to you, and according to how you respond to him or her, that's when someone identifies that you're mentally ill. That's maybe out of the bitterness that you portray during that time.
That's
right?
very true.
Thank you. That was so much enlightening. So allow me to ask you this. I know in the month of May, that is when we usually have the mental health awareness campaign.
Yes.
And do you feel like the mental health awareness campaign has been impactful, especially in our society in Kenya? Yes. Maybe
yes. May, it's the mental health awareness month, and I would say yes to a small extent, and then no to a big extent. Why? Because the awareness that we are creating, most of us, we are using the social media, but then the question comes back to us: how many people can access all this, can access the Facebook, the WhatsApp, the internet, and all that? So to some extent, it's like the information is reaching people who already have some information. And then I feel like there's that group, and that group that matters, that person who is down there does not have any access to the social media, to the internet and all that. It's not getting the information. And that is why I'm saying to a big extent, no. That's my take on it. Yes,
that's very well put. And I get what you're trying to say, that there are people who didn't even know that this was a health awareness month.
Quite a number of them.
That's true, because they don't have access maybe to internet, they don't have television, they don't have radios. And if we really need to have an impact in the society, I think there should be a way to reach to this group of people.
That's very
true. That was well put, and it comes out well. Thank you for that. And
you're welcome.
Do you feel like there is more to do, maybe to have that awareness within the society?
Quite a lot.
Yes.
I can say creating awareness on mental health, we've not even gone to any percentage. We just there. It's like we are just starting.
Wow.
Yes, we quite a lot need to be done. We need to devise mechanisms whereby we can reach that person who is down there. That person will never have a phone, a smartphone, a television, a radio, and all that. We need to reach that person. And I know this is very possible. We can get it. We as mental health champions, we can make it our responsibility to reach that person. Can we visit that village? Can we visit that school? That school in the village? Can we go to the churches? Because one thing I want to tell the community, to tell our viewers today is that so many people have suffered mental health illnesses, while they are still in church. And then the religious leaders will tell you to pray about it and all that, but they're not giving you the solution. So can we go to that church and talk about mental illnesses? Can we go into that school, that village school? Can we go to that self-help group when they're having a meeting and talk? So we have a lot to do. The mental health champions out there, you have not done anything. You have a lot of work to do. And personally, I'm working with an organization, a foundation called Njoroge-DYPA Foundation, and I'm happy the platform that the organization has given me, Njoroge-DYPA Foundation, and I must appreciate Njoroge-DYPA Foundation. That platform they've given me to go to the community, they have enabled me the resources and all that, to go to the community and talk about mental health, and I can see the impact, and I feel that I'm only reaching a portion of the people, not even 1%. I think I'm only reaching 0 point something percent. So what about that other 99 point what that percent? The mental health champions, you are there, you have the knowledge, you have the information, and you're sitting on it. Please wake up and do something. Let's reach the person in the community, the deep, that one who is in those unreachable areas. Let's do something.
Wow,
yes,
that
thank
was
you.
Powerful and sad at the same time. I think my viewers, what my friend is trying to say is that you may be a student out there, you've had classes or session on mental health awareness. What you learned, maybe during dinner time, speak to your family, speak to your sibling.
Yes.
Use the means that you have to reach to those close to you. Exactly. You don't necessarily have to go to a church. Start with where you are. It can be your classmate. You can speak to a classmate who is suffering. Maybe he or she has a bitterness because of what a parent did to her or him. You see? And you can have an impact to that life. So we are calling out to mental health champions out there. Kindly do what you can with what you have at the moment, at where you are. And I know you have the capability to do so. Just go there, and there's no any time that is good to start. Just start.
The time is now.
The time is now. Just start, and the rest will follow, and you'll have a positive and impactful society.
Very true.
Thank you so much for that. That was so powerful.
You're welcome.
So maybe I would want to ask you, what are the advantages of mental health awareness? Maybe during the campaign, maybe you can tell us what are some of the advantages that are now that you are seeing, maybe amongst the community that you've talked to.
Oh yes, it's passing this information. We know very well that information is power, and when you get information, you are empowered. That means you have the information, you can choose what to do with that information.
Correct.
Let's say you've gotten information of mental health, and you get to understand what is mental health, what are the advantages, what are the disadvantages. What are you get to know the information about mental health, you get to know what causes mental health, what are the mental health disorders, you get to know how to prevent mental health. When you have all that information, it will not only help you, it will help other person out there. Remember, we're saying that we are living in a sick community, where it is very, very impossible for us to be sane in that community. You can imagine, like we say, like I'm not very sure of the statistics, but we say like 1 in every 4 there is someone who has some mental challenges and all that. And the moment we create this awareness, first, people will understand that mental illness is not about being insane and being referred to a mental hospital. 2, we will understand that getting mental illness, it's for everyone. So when we get to know, like to pass this information, people will be aware, and people will come out, and people will be able to understand other people. That is all what it's all about. And I've seen, like the communities I've interacted with, people have come out, people start like being aware of themselves, people start understanding what is happening in their lives, what is happening in themselves. They start becoming aware of their feelings and all that. And this is what makes people to come out and say, no, this is what I pass through. Because when we talk of mental illness, it has a cause. And when you know the cause, you try to relate and people come. And at the end of the day, we'll have a community that has a genuine smile, not a fake smile. I can say most of the people we have in the community, the smiles that we see, they are not genuine, they are just fake, because you can't show people. But the creating of awareness has seen that people have become aware and saying, oh no, mental illness is not something that I should be ashamed of. So it has happened, it has meant people to start becoming aware and also understanding who is next to you. Remember, we are saying that mental health, it has to do with your social well-being. So I'm going to understand my neighbor, my friend, my co-worker, my colleague, why that person is behaving the way he's behaving. So it has a lot of advantages. I must say, than disadvantage. So far, I cannot talk of any disadvantage.
Wow, that was well said. And when you were speaking, I was really thinking about the statistic that you mentioned, that among 4 people, 1 of them is likely to suffer from mental illness. So I'm thinking, can you imagine one is suffering from the mental illness, and the 3 of you do not have any information that you can assist this person to at least understand and maybe heal and come out of the mental illness. So I think mental health awareness is of very much necessity, such that if maybe amongst you 4, if 2 of you have that information, you can assist the one that is ill, and the one that is not aware to have that information. Wow, that was well put. So we are about to wind up, but this was just so interactive, so enlightening. But I want you to close to give us your final remarks.
Well, yes. First, I would want to let you viewers know that it is okay not to be okay. Get me right. Having a mental illness, it is okay not to be okay. And the fact that you're battling something inside you alone doesn't mean you have to be alone in doing it. There are people out there, you can come out, you can talk to them and get out of what you're passing through. I want to encourage you to speak out on what you're going through. Remember, in mental health, we say the best therapy, one of the best therapies is talking therapy. Just coming out, talking to someone, you may not even need an answer or anything on top of what to say. Just emptying what you've been having in yourself. It's like just carrying a heavy jerrycan of water, and when you go and empty it somewhere, it becomes light. Same, you just empty what you have, you give your story and all that. I know most of us have childhood stories, and children have stories that are disturbing them. Believe me, trust me, the moment you talk out, you'll be surprised how what magic will happen into your life. So I'm saying, speak out, don't keep quiet. There are people out there who cares, and I'm going to talk on my behalf. GF, that is Gadimba Enders Foundation. I personally myself, I care, and I'm out there to reach out to as many people as I can through Gadimba Enders Foundation as an individual and all that. So we are waiting for you. We want to hear from you. You're much welcome.
So maybe can you share your contacts and maybe tell us where Gadimba Edwards Foundation is based?
Oh yeah, when you talk of Gadimba Enders Foundation, we do operate all over the country, but our main concentration is in Nyeri County. Our headquarters are in Karatina, and then we have an office in Turkana, that is Rokichar, and then we have another main office in Iten, that is Elgeyo Marakwet. But we are all over. We reach people all over, and at this point, I feel privileged to work with Gadimba Enders Foundation, and I must thank our supporters and our CEOs, our 2 CEOs for this creating such an opportunity. It is through Gadimba Enders Foundation that I have been able to widen my knowledge on mental health and wanting to know more. So thumbs up for Gadimba Enders Foundation, and also for my host today. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you. The work that you're doing of creating awareness, I count yourself one of the mental health champions, because bringing this forum, you are in creating the awareness. So this is the best thing you can offer to the community out there. So keep it up with the good work. Thank you.
Wow, thank you for having us as well, and for being willing to speak to our viewers.
Yes.
And to our viewer, I hope that you've learned something. Even if it's not 5 points that you've taken away, just 1 point and you implement it, it will make a change in your life. I tell you that this channel is meant to help you navigate through life issues and also occurrences that you come across. So thank you so much for watching and sticking around. I'll be able to share her contacts down there at the description box, so that you can reach out to her, and she's more willing to talk to you, to listen to you, and yes, and it's free.
Yeah,
it's free.
So for my community, free.
Yeah, so feel free to reach her, and I'm sure you'll be helped. So asante sana, thank you so much for sticking around, and if you've not subscribed, kindly hit the subscribe button, and kindly also hit the notification bell, so that anytime that I upload, you get to view my new videos. Asante sana, until next time, bye.
Bye bye.
Asante.
Bye bye.
We love you.
We love you.